cannot believe it took me a whole video to realise I've got Believe on the wall behind me, which is perfect for a Believathon thumbnail. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Bryony and I am one half of the Indecisive Readers. Today I'm here to do my November TBR. I think, I'll be honest, this November TBR is going to be a little bit of a mess. Basically in November I would vaguely like to join in with Believathon, which is kind of like a mystery theme. I think I'll put the graphic up here, and also maybe Galleathon, which kind of focuses on your unread arcs, so that's like on NetGalley but also like elsewhere if you have any. I was planning on joining in without looking at the prompts, but I haven't, so we'll just go through the months and see what I can do. Believathon is focused on middle grade books, but I don't have that many middle grade books that I physically own, and I mean I could go to the library because there are loads, at least the e-library, but I just haven't. And so what I'm gonna do is cheat, and I'm going to read some middle grade books, but also I'm going to use the prompts from Believathon to go through the rest of my TBR, if that makes sense. Basically for Believathon you get various clues and it will help you solve a murder, I want to say. I haven't actually watched the video, but yeah, I'm going to try and use those prompts to read the books that I do want to read. Now I do have a couple of read-alongs that I'm hoping to join in with. The first probably should be my book club, which is my feminist book club, which is TITS and Feminist Bits, but it's the 2nd of November and I kind of forgot we needed to choose another book, and so I don't know what that will be. I don't know whether I'll manage to fit it onto the TBR I already have or whether I will be reading another book. I also have the Infusathon, and I think the prompt is failed prompt, and so that's to read the book that you've failed to read for the rest of the year, and it's inspired by Bonfire Night because Guy Fawkes failed to blow up Parliament, I think. For this I'm going to use The Priory of the Orange Tree, which I don't physically have to hand. I thought I might. I'm about 480 pages of the way through and it is 800 pages and I haven't picked it up since July, so I should do that. But I'm annotating it and so it's taken longer, and therefore I'm not picking it up when I don't have time to sit down and read it. Just as a note, which I probably should have put earlier, I read a lot last month in October because I had a job, which doesn't make sense, and I've come up with an enthusiastic TBR and overambitious, and I know I'm not going to achieve them all, but it gives me options. But I'll be applying for jobs once more next month and maybe doing a bit of writing, so I don't actually think I'll get any reading done. But another read along that is going on is Myth Take, and the group pick for the November and December month for the theme Strange and Snowy is The Raven and the Reindeer by T. Kingfisher. Hopefully I will pick it up this month, but there's December if not. And the final read along I have is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon, and I did read it in October, but I'm maybe going to read it this month and possibly annotate it, who knows. But if I don't, I'll just move on to the next one, which is the Mime Order. So for Believathon, so the first prompt is mystery and I haven't even put a book down for it. Well, my first prompt is the key and it is mystery, and I don't know what the pick is for TITS and Feminist Bits, so let's go for that. It is a mystery to me. It'll be a mystery when I find it out. Anyway, the second prompt is Fingerprints, and that's other culture. For this I'm hoping to read Kingdom of Souls by Rena Barron. I don't really know what it's about. It's about a woman who wants to do magic and trades years of her life away to do magic, I think. It's been on my TBR for a couple of months. I own it physically and ebookly and digitally, and I'm hoping to read it this year because I think the sequel comes out at the start of next year and would obviously like to be able to read it before then. So the next prompt is Scream. There are people in the house, I'm not going to scream. And an audiobook. So for this I'm hoping to read Oversea Under Stone by Susan Cooper, which is the first book in the Darkest Rising sequence. Again, not a clue. It's about a seventh son of a seventh son, but I feel like that's what the sequel is about, and I don't know what the first one's about. But I really liked Legendborn when I read that in September, and apparently Legendborn was vaguely based on this series, and I have actually had the book. Do I still have it? I do still have it since like 2012, and so I should try and read it. I feel like it's classic middle grade, so we're gonna go with it. It's the audiobook though, so my physical owning doesn't matter. I believe I own it from the library, or will, hopefully. The next book is A Torn Page and Supernatural. Here is a torn page. For this, I'm hoping to read The Year of the Witch-In by Alex Henderson, maybe? I've made that name up completely. I've got no idea who it's by. But it is Ashley at Frolic Through Fiction's Patreon book club for November and December. I don't physically own it. I don't own it at all. So if I treat myself, I may buy it. If not, I won't read it. The next prompt is A Crown and an Alternate World. For this, I'm hoping to read Amari and the Night Brothers. I'm not sure who it's by. Because I think I'm getting an ARC for it, and it's a middle grade that comes out next year. So I should read it. And if it does turn up, I will read it. If it doesn't turn up, I don't know. We'll mix them up a bit. For Spilled Ink and Ghosts, I'm hoping to read Before the Devil Breaks You by Libba Bray. This is the third book in the Diviner series. Didn't love book 1, really enjoyed book 4. Book 4? Really enjoyed book 2, and so would like to read book 3 whilst I'm still like in the mood for it. I've borrowed the past 2 from the library as an audiobook, and so I'm hoping to do it with this one just because it's cheaper than buying. The next prompt is Dagger and Dangerous Setting. I have put down The Empire of Gold by S.A. Chakraborty for this, but I don't know if I will read it. I would really like to, and I would really like to because it is an arc I have, but I also vaguely want to reread City of Brass, so I don't know whether I want to read it before reading the last one, or if I'm just scared of Empire of Gold because it's like 800 pages. The next prompt is A Backpack and a New to You Author. For this I have written Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race. I could also use this for failed prompt because I have been trying to read it since June and just keep delaying it. 1, because I forget it's on my TBR, and 2, because I'm just never quite in the mood for it. And I feel like if I'm not going to get the ebook from the library and read it, I may just get the audiobook because I do want to read it. Well, not necessarily I do want to read it, but I should read it. And yeah, it's an important book and therefore I should read it, but I don't know if I want to. Someone else tell me it's good. Then for Footprints, which is a prominent villain, I'm going to hopefully reread The Bone Season because there are supernatural beings which are an obvious villain. Well, it says prominent. They are a prominent villain. They are in a big part, but whether the villains are the villains, that is up for debate. But like I said, I would quite like to reread and annotate it, but that involves physically reading a book. But I quite like annotating a book. Anyway, it's the first book in the Bone Season series. This is a series about a girl called Paige Mahoney, and she lives in a world where clairvoyants aren't allowed to exist but do, and she is hiding as a clairvoyant, and then one day she thinks she's going to be arrested but somehow it ends up in this secret world that shouldn't exist. So for hand mirror and beautiful cover, I've chosen Fire by Angie Sage, but the version of it I want to read I don't physically own because I basically have the new covers. I don't like the new covers, which is ironic for pushing it for beautiful cover, but I want the old cover, which I do like, but I want that because I can ignore the cover, but I want that one because the old ones tend to have like illustrations on the inside, and if this is the final book, which it is, I want to like read it and see the illustrations because I may never again. and so I don't know if I'll actually get to it, but it is a middle grade, so I should get to it, maybe. Then we have Chain and a colourful cast of friends. For this I have chosen Pages & Co. 2, which is, I'm looking over here, Tilly and the Lost Fairy Tales by Anna James. There are colourful friends in the first one, and therefore I assume it will translate into the second one. And I do actually have Pages & Co. number 3 for the final one, but we're not there yet. So the one before that, the penultimate prompt, is A Flash of Lightning, and a book based on folk tales. So for this I've chosen The Raven and the Reindeer by T. Kingfisher, which is kind of based on the Snow Queen. I don't know if this is necessarily a folk tale, but vibes. And so the final prompt is Shadow, which is a 2020 release, and for that I'm hoping to read Pages & Co. number 3, which is it something to do with a map? I don't know, I can't quite see the spine. But it was released this year. Sophie kindly bought it for me for my birthday, and so yeah, I would quite like to read it, but I'm sure there will be other 2020 releases on my TBR if I were to look. But yeah, they are my books. I am hoping to read at least a few of those because there are a lot of ones on here I'm very excited about. But yeah, let me know which ones I should prioritise, let me know if you're joining into, and yeah, if you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!